lineups for this afternoon's Game 4 for the Spurs. It'll be Bristow and Keenan up front with Billy Paultz. James Silas and George Gervin are the guards. For the Philadelphia 76ers at home, trying to tie it up, it'll be Caldwell Jones in the middle. Irving and Bobby Jones up front with him. Maurice Cheeks and Henry Bibby, the rookie and the veteran in the backcourt. And we're ready to go. The San Antonio Spurs are in their black uniforms with gray and silver trim. And the Philadelphia 76ers are in white with blue and red trim. It'll be Billy Paultz on the jump with Caldwell Jones. The officials are Darryl Garrettson, Ed Middleton, and Hugh Evans. And the Sixers control. Bibby to Irving. From the baseline is pass in the middle to Bibby off the mark, and it's picked off by James Silas. Silas with Bibby pressing him down court. Gets it off to Paultz. Opening seconds of play from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. The Spurs lead the series 2-1. They won both at home, the second one by only a point. The Sixers coming back to win Game 3 here Friday night. Silas over Bibby. Won't go. Rebound Irving. And the doctor brings it down court himself. Bobby Jones to Irving. Bank shot short. Rebound. Spurs. Silas down court. And this is the Iceman, George Gervin's first shot of the game, and that's off the front rim, and some cold shooting early. Caldwell Jones picks it up. Jay works his way to the corner. Bibby, watched by Gervin. Bibby, back iron. Paultz on the rebound. Steve Jones, we would have expected something in the hole by now. Foul call.
Well, certainly with the San Antonio Spurs, you expect that the ball would have gone down by now, but they've only gotten one opportunity, really, and that was from Gervin. Normally an excellent shooter from the perimeter there and with the height advantage. But they've had a lot of defensive pressure.
Caldwell Jones got the first foul, and it looks like he's got another. He does. 2 quick fouls to Caldwell Jones. Gervin will go to the line.
Well, the problem right there is Gervin got in behind the smaller Maurice Cheeks, and Caldwell Jones had to come over to give help. He wasn't there. He's on the free throw line.
They have no points on the board. Gervin will try to get some there, and he does.
Well, if we stay after it long enough, we'll get some numbers up there, and there will be big numbers, I guarantee.
I love Doug Moe's comment. He'd be happy only with 90% from the field. 2 free throws for George Gervin, a 2-0 San Antonio lead. Maurice Cheeks, the outstanding rookie, brings it down court for Philadelphia. The veteran Henry Bibby, number 14. This is Bobby Jones, who went to the basket so well in the final quarter in Game 3, leading to Darryl Dawkins scoring. And that leading to Philadelphia's victory. Bibby misses off the front iron. Keenan rebounding. Larry Keenan. Off to Gervin. Fans thought a travel should have been called. Gervin hits the basket, and it's 4-zip.
Well, Keenan has a tendency to leave his feet a great deal, jump up in the air and look for someone to pass. It makes him commit a lot of turnovers, but they got good results that time. They would like to see Henry Bibby take a lot of shots from the outside because he's not that great a perimeter shooter.
Irving double team, but Caldwell Jones has the rebound, and he hits. The Sixers on the board. It's 4-2.
In Friday night's basketball game, Julius Irving got off the mark very quickly, had 15 points in the first period, and that really set the tone for the game for the Sixers.
Billy Paultz off to Bristow for the Spurs. That won't go. Jones clears the rebound. It goes out of bounds, and they rule it off Caldwell Jones' Spurs ball.
Well, Caldwell Jones can't believe that because someone's hand was in his back and helped him fall out of bounds.
Keenan for Billy Paultz. Paultz over Caldwell Jones won't go. Rebound, Bristow outside. Gervin. Cheeks gets a piece. Cheeks comes out with it. In the corner, Bobby Jones. We're tied at 4. Larry Keenan. Turnover. Cheeks to Bobby Jones. Underneath, can't get the shot to Cheeks, and he can't make it. He's fouled by Paultz.
The 76ers have had excellent defensive pressure, creating a lot of turnovers and the tough tries for the San Antonio Spurs. That time it resulted in a free throw attempt by Maurice Cheeks. He got the ball out, but a little bit too far ahead of Bobby Jones, and he ends up getting it back and fouled.
Cheeks at the line makes the first. In Game 1, the Spurs won it 119-106, really dominating a tired Philadelphia team. In game 2, they won a squeaker, 121 to 120 at home, and the Sixers won game 3, 123 to 115.
Philadelphia's biggest concern is controlling the tempo of the game. They would like to be the one to do the breaking.
Alan Bristow off the front iron. Gervin on the rebound, and his shot deflected. Caldwell Jones has that rebound. Cheeks with the ball. That ball tipped away by a spur en route intended for Henry Bibby. It'll be Sixers ball. James Silas, a 32-point man in game 3, as the Sixers did a fairly good job on Gervin and Keenan, 24 and 22 respectively, and Silas took up the slack. Foul on Larry Keenan is first. Sixers will inbound it. Caldwell Jones. That banker drops. 7-4 Philadelphia.
Well, Caldwell Jones' average is up during the playoffs, but he's getting more opportunities to put the ball in the air. A pretty good offensive player who doesn't look at the hoop during the regular season.
Cheeks fouling Gervin, trying to break loose that pass and come up with a freebie at the other end, but he picks up a foul instead.
76ers very aggressive defensively. They're trying to set the tempo and the tone of the game early.
Larry Keenan. 7-6. 1 point Philadelphia lead. First quarter action. Tim Ryan with Steve Jones at the Spectrum. Game 4. Eastern Conference semifinal. Washington and Atlanta underway this afternoon. We'll keep you posted on that one. And remember, there's doubleheader action today on CBS. Irving misses. Pulse rebounding. James Silas for Bristow. Can't handle. Cheeks has it. Cheeks down the lane. And hits Maurice Cheeks.
Well, that's the way that San Antonio would like the game to go. They got the ball up quickly, and Bristow didn't handle it. And Maurice Cheeks, just with tremendous foot speed, got the ball back and carried it all the way to the basket and got a score and got the crowd to its feet.
And the punch on the hook hits the side of the backboard as Caldwell Jones was on the coverage.
A little help from his friends. Caldwell Jones was right over there to deflect that pass. Billy Pulse is not that bad a shooter.
You notice Cheeks and Bibby down court pressing as soon as the ball comes inbounds at the San Antonio end. Larry Keenan, that won't drop. Pulse trying to get control, and it goes off his fingertips. It'll be Philadelphia ball.
It appears that the defensive aggressiveness of the 76ers has really bothered the Spurs and thrown their timing and passing off, and they really have to calm themselves down to get back in the game at this point.
Caldwell Jones bounce pass hit Pulse in the leg. 2-on-1 break. Bristow with the ball. Bristow will take it in, and it is now 9-8. Philadelphia in front. Henry Bibby. Bibby underneath behind Caldwell Jones.
They have some people back here hollering to Henry Bibby, giving him all kinds of instructions. Give it up, please, Henry. Please give that basketball up. He got good penetration that time, but an excellent block by a taller Gervin. The Sixers have the ball out again underneath the basket.
It went off Gervin's hands. Mark Olberding into the game. Number 53 for San Antonio. Bristow is out. Caldwell Jones, watched by Billy Pulse. Cheeks, 2 men on him. Caldwell Jones, 5 seconds on the shot clock. The doctor on the baseline to Bibby. Excellent pass. Bibby hits. It is 11-8 Philadelphia.
Well, the great ones can always see the open man, and Irving is an excellent example right there. Great pass underneath to Henry Bibby.
Steal by Cheeks, recovered, however. Kept alive by Larry Keenan, and Olberding misses. Caldwell Jones rebounds. That's tipped, but the Sixers control. Bibby to Cheeks. Cheeks in the lane, and he's fouled.
Well, here's somebody that came to play. Maurice Cheeks has been a thorn in the side of the Sixers offensively and defensively. He tries to carry that ball to the basket and gets fouled by James Silas, and the San Antonio Spurs want to talk about it. Henry Bibby, but Henry Bibby told me before the game that they were going to win this basketball game, and he's just trying to make good on his promise, and maybe he'll tell 12,000 people that also.
Cheeks makes a pair, a 5-point Philadelphia lead, 13-8, and they are tied in Atlanta, the Bullets and the Hawks. Gervin going to the board, won't drop for him. Keenan on the rebound, back iron. Olberding finally for the Spurs.
They're not shooting the ball that well, but when you get 2 and 3 tries at the hoop and they're all from in that blue area there, you're going to have success.
They had the better of the offensive rebounds in game 3 despite losing. Holding foul called on Olberding.
I think if they can keep Mark Olberding in the game, they'll have a great deal of success because he's a very physical player, but he has a tendency to get out of control. He picked up that foul on Bobby Jones.
The doctor watched by Gervin and by Keenan. Caldwell Jones outside. Bibby. Baseline. Bobby Jones. 15-10. Sixers by 5.
It appeared on that last defensive series that the Spurs are doubling up on Irving, so someone is open. That time it was Bobby Jones.
Larry Keenan watched by Bobby Jones. Good pass. Olberding banks it. 15-12. 3-point Philadelphia margin. We've got 5:23 remaining. First quarter. Cheeks. Bibby on the baseline. Over Gervin. Won't go. Silas tips it to Gervin. Spurs ball. Keenan dribbling down court. Billy Pulse. Cross court. Olberding. Underneath, and it's stuffed by the Iceman. 15-14.
Excellent ball movement back that time by the Spurs. They got the ball down and moved it around quickly before the defense of the Sixers could set up.
Maurice Cheeks from West Texas State. What an outstanding rookie season he has had. Quarterbacking the Sixers. Irving underneath. Gets away from Keenan. The ball had too much spin. Beautiful shot. Too much spin to drop in. Keenan back the other way. Keenan off the front iron, and he's cold starting. Irving on the rebound. The pass for Cheeks knocked out by Silas. Spurs contend that Cheeks touched it last, and Doug Moe is furious.
Well, we get another look at Irving underneath the basket. He comes, and plenty of people come to help. It goes in, touches the lips of the rim, and comes out, and the Spurs had the ball.
That fly, there's the doctor, no mistake. 17-14. Philadelphia by 3. Gervin quickly down court. Watched by Cheeks. Gervin, beautiful move.
One thing about playing the San Antonio Spurs, you feel like a guy who's running a mile and he's right on your shoulders, and you know he can pass at any time, and you're just waiting for them to turn it on.
Well, they are something to watch when they get it going. So far, they have been slow starting. A foul call. Silas, I believe. Yes, his second.
A 1-point lead, and you just feel them breathing on your shoulders right here. An excellent pass down and deep. Cheeks beats James Silas, and Silas is off his feet and comes right down on his back. And you hear the call. 3 big ones for 2.
Maurice Cheeks, the 76ers assist leader in the regular season with 431. 7th in NBA steals with 174, and he can hit from the line.
You realize you're talking about a rookie.
Outstanding season. He's just going to be a real good one. Pulse watched by Jones. Outside to Silas. Pulse. Keenan. Keenan. Good pass for Olberding. Irving got a piece of that. Olberding can't believe it. Now whose ball? Spurs ball. The doctor unhappy.
Well, pretty good patience by the Spurs that time. They were trying to post up Gervin down and deep on the smaller Cheeks. Couldn't get him the ball. Keenan left his feet and found Olberding, and he couldn't put the cap on the ball, but good offensive movement of the ball.
Larry Keenan over Bobby Jones. 19-18. Sixers by 1. Spurs have yet to lead. In the corner. Driving is Caldwell Jones. No basket.
Well, this is Caldwell Jones' third foul right here. Olberding comes in. He's set on the baseline. Jones makes an excellent pump fake and gets the ball up and down, but he gets a charging foul, and Daryl Dawkins is ready to come in as soon as he can lace up that 25-pound brace.
Yeah, you know, he has a weight on it that he wears while he's on the bench, so he's really working on that knee of his. Takes the weight off, straps it up, and in he comes, and it's not such a bad thing to be able to send in Daryl Dawkins for Caldwell Jones.
Well, they have 2 excellent centers right there. I hate to be that knee on Daryl Dawkins. That's a lot of weight coming down.
Boy, and when they put them both in, that is some kind of imposing front line. And coming down, speaking of that, is Bobby Jones on Billy Pulse. The first foul for Bobby Jones. Sixers lead by 1. Spurs ball. Caldwell Jones is left with 3 personal fouls. Larry Keenan, watched by Bobby Jones, breaks on and hits.
Keenan did not have a good game Friday night, but he seemed to be off to a good start here. He's operating down and deep and on the baseline where he has a great deal of success.
21-19. First time the Spurs have led as we look at the Washington-Atlanta score. The Hawks. Rebound by Dawkins. I had a vendor in front of me there on that call, Steve. What happened?
Well, Daryl Dawkins, automatic call over the back. He out-jumps Billy Pulch, but he comes over the top, gets the call. He gets a vocal expression from Dawkins and the crowd here. They don't like it. The centers could be in a great deal of trouble if they don't temper their play. There's a timeout, Tim.
Well, you never know when you might encounter a beer with
Steve Jones in Philadelphia and San Antonio fans. I gave your team one more point than they have. It is 20-19. The scoreboard here on the Spectrum shows 28-19, and they are attempting to correct that. Mascots are prevalent around the NBA this season. There is the 76ers version. He's called Big Shot. What is he? Well, nobody really knows. Next Friday night, 11:30 Eastern Time, more NBA playoffs, and next Sunday afternoon, 1:30 Eastern Time, as CBS continues with exciting NBA playoff action. And it'll be more doubleheader action next Sunday as it is this afternoon. Be sure to stay tuned for the second game coming into your area. That will either be the Kansas City-Phoenix series or it will be Seattle at Los Angeles.
Well, we have a little time delay. They're still trying to work on that clock. They can't seem to get that 8 out of there. They get all the other numbers working, Tim, but the right ones.
Well, I guess they could wait until the Spurs get to 28 and go from there.
They may not.
So our ace statistician, Ron Pollock, will be keeping our score alongside here, and our good people in the truck will put it up on the screen for you. We are working to repair the scoreboard, it says here. There is the correct score from CBS. 20-19, and they are going to evidently wait here a little bit as we see Darryl Garrettson over there discussing matters with the official scorers over at the scoring area, and there's the man working on the scoreboard.
Well, you know, as I said, while we have a minute right here, we could discuss both of these teams and what they really do well. And if Philadelphia is going to have some success this afternoon, they are going to have to really control the tempo of the basketball game. They will have to try to watch the clock and the time, bring the ball up on the fast break opportunities when they have a chance to run, not get in a run and gun situation with the San Antonio Spurs. They are the scoring machine of the NBA. They've led it the last 2 seasons, and they can really put the ball in the basket. So you've got to control the tempo if you're going to have any success.
Billy Pultz makes his free throw. Spurs have had 7 of the 8 offensive rebounds so far in the game. Pultz misses on the second one, and Olberding fouls Henry Bibby. And so it is a 21-19 lead for San Antonio.
Not a good foul by Mark Olberding, but then that's just the type of player he is, a very aggressive, physical type of player, and he picks up a lot of fouls. He doesn't mind hitting people. He probably could do excellent in football.
4-year man from Minnesota. He's got 2 fouls. Bibby misses.
Another one of those babies. He came out of school a little bit early, and, you know, Daryl Dawkins is the youngest player in the NBA, and right behind him is Mark Olberding.
Bibby hits the second of 2. It is 21-20, San Antonio by 1. James Silas and Gervin in the backcourt. Keenan, Pultz, and Olberding up front. Olberding with the ball. The Iceman watched now by Bibby. Cheeks helping out. They come outside to Pultz. Pultz trying to get over Dawkins, and it's off the iron, taken down by Cheeks. Cheeks to Irving. Irving bounce pass, and Pultz got a foot on it to knock it out of bounds. Sixers ball.
Excellent defense. Got the Sixers a chance to run that time. Irving saw Bibby underneath the basket. The Spurs made a good transition and got a hand in the way, and Irving's going to inbound the ball underneath.
Both teams are in the penalty situation here with 2:13 remaining first quarter. Cheeks down the lane. It's the jumper. 22-21. Philadelphia by 1. James Silas coming off that knee injury. He thinks he's about 80%. And the other night he looked 100%. Makes the shot, gets it to Olberding. The basket will count, and he is fouled by Dawkins.
Well, Tim, I think they slipped James Silas out, take him and put him out at the bench, and I think it's Mike Gale on the bench. But you see the ball comes in from Gale to Oberdeen. Again, a physical player. He crashes inside. Dawkins tries to come over and give help. He doesn't. Oberdeen gets the 2 points and may get 3.
Thank you, Steve. We missed that substitution. Mike Gale, who gets a lot of work in this backcourt, of course, coming in for the San Antonio Spurs. Number 12, Mike Gale. It is now 24-22 San Antonio.
And just as tied down in Washington as you saw that score, 28-25. Washington behind.
Doctor in the corner to Eric Money, and good defense by Oberding, and the Spurs bring it down court. Gervin spins, and it won't go for him. Knocked out of bounds by Irving. It'll be San Antonio ball.
Well, the one thing that we did see right there, again, is foot speed can get you out of a lot of problems, and Maurice Cheeks just a little bit quicker on his feet than George Gervin. Got back and saved the short.
Larry Keenan's shot deflected. Keenan rebounds and hits. 25-27 to, well, there's that scoreboard going on us again. San Antonio in front. Dr. J, back iron, rebound. Mike Gale. Gale off for Gervin, and he hits.
You can also see what those long perimeter jump shots will do when you miss them. There's a first pass to the fast break, and the Spurs got an excellent break that time.
28-22. San Antonio by 6. Money and Mix in the game for Philadelphia. This is Steve Mix. Money got a piece of the rebound, but the Spurs steal. Gervin for Gale. Gale goes the distance. 30-22 on the turnover. Julius Irving 1 for 6 from the floor. Not the kind of a start he had in game 3 when he went on to 39. Steal by Gale, but a foul will be called against Mike Gale.
Well, like I said, when you play the San Antonio Spurs, and if you're the team that's running out in front and they're coming up your back, you just can feel the heat at all time. At time, Eric Money just paused for a second, and Mike Gale with his quick hands came in there and made that theft, and he got fouled in the backcourt. They're on the line. They've had a string here, and they're now up by 8, a chance to go to 10.
Gale on the line. 30-22. San Antonio they lead this series 2 games to 1. But they like to go home leading 3-1. Those Hemisphere fans would be looking for them to close it out.
The baseline bums will be warmed up and they'll be ready to blow them out.
32-22, a 10-point margin for the Spurs. They started slowly shooting, but they are now up by 10.
Well, one thing that the Sixer fans can give hard to, the Spurs are going to give them a chance to put the ball in the air. They will keep the tempo high.
This will be the last shot of the quarter. If Cheeks can keep it moving. Eric Money, 1 second left. They don't get it off. They did not get the shot away against some tenacious defense by San Antonio. So at the end of 1, here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, San Antonio 32, Philadelphia 22. There is Doug Collins, the injured Sixers guard, and of course they would love to have him in playoff action. He is truly one of the outstanding players in this league.
The thing that they miss in Collins so much is that he has the ability to neutralize George Gervin. He seems to be able to shut him down as well as anyone in the league.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Basketball Association. That announcement should have preceded Steve Jones' comment, which was brought to you by Steve Jones. This is James Silas back in the game. Number 13, his shot is tipped by Mix, grabbed by Irving. Philadelphia ball, Maurice Cheeks. In the corner, Eric Money. Money through traffic off the back iron, and it's rebounded. Brought down by San Antonio. Kobe Dietrich. And he was fouled. Setting those lineups for you now. Dietrich in for the Spurs with Oberding and Mike Green. Mike Gale and James Silas are in the backcourt. For Philadelphia, Steve Mix, Julius Irving, Darryl Dawkins, Eric Money, and Maurice Cheeks.
Well, you see, Dietrich does an excellent job of going up and getting that ball. Steve Mix comes in trying to make that steal in the backcourt, and Dietrich goes down, and he's on the line. An interesting stat from that first period. 31 shots. by the San Antonio Spurs, 19 for the 76ers. So they only got 41% shooting for the San Antonio Spurs, but they got more shots up. They got more baskets down.
Well, they had 9 offensive rebounds to only 1 by the Sixers in that first quarter, so they had a lot of second chances, and they counted enough of them for their now 33-22 lead that is cut by 2.
Well, you know a little bit about hockey, and you know some about shots on goal, so you know that the more shots you get, the better chances you got to score.
Yes, indeed. It was Eric Money's basket, countered there by Olberding. Cheeks for the Sixers. 9 points for Mark Olberding. Cheeks from Darryl Dawkins, and that's good.
When the 76ers move the ball and move themselves quickly, they get good shots. When they come down and take the shot quickly, that's when the Spurs get a chance to run.
11 points for Maurice Cheeks. Olberding outside to Dietrich, to Gale, to Green, and that won't drop. Look at the scrappy work of Mark Olberding rescuing that rebound. Bobby Dietrich. Mike Gale using the screen, dribbles by it. Mike Green outside, bounce pass, corner shot. Low goal for Dietrich, and it's rebounded by Dawkins. Quickly outlet to Cheeks. Cheeks down the lane, and the basket won't go, and he is fouled en route.
One thing about rookies, they never know when to quit. You see Maurice Cheeks has 11 points and the leading scorer for the Sixers, but one of the reasons he's gotten those points, excellent foot speed. He's moving up and down that court. He's really trying to keep the Sixers close. They're down by 9. He has a chance to bring them back to 7.
Mike Gale was the man who committed the foul as Cheeks hits the first. 1 foul on Gale. Second won't go. Steve Mix rebounds, and he's fouled by Green, and they have a few strong words. Steve Mix a little unhappy with Mike Green's aggressive play. I don't know what Steve got upset about there. I mean, they were both going up for it. Ball was still loose. I thought Green was doing his job. What about you, Steve?
You've done too much hockey, Tim. They're not checking in the corners. That time, Mix did an excellent job to get to that loose free throw that came off, and Green, trying to prevent him from getting that easy layup, just came right down on his back.
I wasn't intimating that he didn't deserve the foul. I just didn't understand rugged Steve Mix objecting to it so much. Mix makes 2. 35-29. Gale brings it up court. Gale and Silas in the San Antonio backcourt now. Big Mike Green. Out for Gale. Dawkins on him. Now drops back. Olberding shot out the back line. Knocked away by Dawkins, and he can't save it. Dawkins goes up into row 5, trying to.
Dawkins very aggressive that time. He came out to give help on the smaller Mike Gale. They had a switch and had a mismatch inside, but Mike Green never did get the basketball.
Olberding. Mike Green. Top of the key, feeding off to Silas. Silas. Watched there by Steve Mix. Silas driving the lane. What a shot, James Silas. 37-29. Scoreboard here has been a nightmare so far in the spectrum. Dawkins, bank shot, and that won't drop. Mix on the rebound. Steve Mix.
Mix and Dawkins, when they work down and deep, they give the 76ers excellent offensive rebounding. You saw an example of Mix coming back and getting another hoop.
37-31. Visiting Spurs lead it. And Mix fouls Olberding.
Washington has come back to get that lead in a seesaw game down there at Atlanta.
Boy, those Hawks will give you fits on the road, and they love to play at home. We have 9:14 remaining here in the first half. 37-31 Spurs. Tim Ryan and Steve Jones in Philadelphia. The Spurs lead it by 6 with 9:14 remaining in the first half. For San Antonio, Olberding, Green, Dietrich, Gale, and Silas. For the Sixers, Money, Mix, Bobby Jones, Maurice Cheeks, and Darryl Dawkins. This is Mike Green. Outside to Silas. In traffic. Off for Gale. Gale pass tipped by Cheeks, battling for it, and Cheeks gets it to Mix. Mix to Money. Money cut off, but he makes it. Fine shot by Eric Money, and some great work by the rookie Cheeks.
Defensive pressure, Tim, has been the key, and Cheeks has been the man to lead him. He's coming over to double team now, but he's too late, and Silas gets it down.
James Silas, 39-33. The Spurs back to 6. Cheeks and Money in the backcourt for Philadelphia. Money watched by Silas and gets it up off the front rim. It's a Spurs rebound. Olberding. Mix went down, looks for a call, none forthcoming. Silas behind Green, can't make it. Mix on the rebound. Quickly to Cheeks. Cheeks off to Money. Money baseline blocked. I think it was Green who got the hand on it. Gale quickly the other way.
You notice one thing in this game, Tim, the tempo is very quick, and it's to the Spurs' liking. Anytime they can keep the Sixers in this transition game, they can keep the lead.
Silas misses. Mix rebounds. Cheeks with the ball. One man to beat. It's Gale. He can't do it, but Gale fouls him. That's number 2 on Mike Gale. Gervin and Keenan coming back in.
Mike Gale, the only man back, and in this case, Cheeks tried to carry it to the basket, and Gale tried to get that block, and you'll see him go down. But again, the rookie does not know when to quit. He's down, but he's not out.
He is just having an outstanding game, Steve. He has been the spark plug of the Sixers in this first half, and now he's getting some attention to his knee.
Well, Billy Cunningham is out there. Billy Cunningham really likes Maurice Cheeks. He said he's just really a kid that you don't have to worry about. You give him instructions one time, he follows it, no complaining, just wants to play a hard game every time out.
Maurice Cheeks is not wearing his knee where his nose is today. Evidently it was his nose that was bothering him, but Al Domenico, the trainer, came out with an ice pack, started for his leg. 12 points for Maurice Cheeks, 4 steals so far. 39-33. Cheeks hits. That was the 3rd team foul against San Antonio. The Sixers have 2, and we have 7:42 remaining in this second period. James Silas and Gervin now the backcourt. Green, Dietrich, and Keenan up front for San Antonio. Dietrich off for Silas. Lovey Dietrich watched closely by Steve Mix. Good feed to the corner. Foul called.
Well, they tried to post up George Gervin down and deep, and they were not successful. The 24-second clock went off before they could get a shot up. Excellent defense by the Sixers. Anytime the Sixers have had that good defensive pressure, the Spurs have struggled.
24-second violation. No foul on the play. This is Cheeks watched by Silas. Bobby Jones. Keenan on it. Steve Mix watched by Dietrich. Backing in. Turn around. Rebounded. San Antonio. Green nearly lost it, but he has the ball. James Silas brings it up. Sixers looking for a foul. Gervin. Turning, and that won't go. Dawkins trying for the rebound. It goes to Bobby Jones. Quickly to Mix. Mix around Gervin. Fine play, Steve Mix. 39-36. A steal by Cheeks. The crowd on its feet here on the Spectrum. San Antonio by 1.
We got a technical foul right here. Billy Cunningham off his seat very quickly. He wanted a three-point play for Maurice Cheeks after that big steal. Cunningham ran out on the court yelling for that play. He doesn't get it. Daryl Garrison right on top of him calls a technical, and Larry Keenan will shoot. And you look at Cunningham. I can't believe it.
Well, Billy, instead of getting the game tied on a 3-point, gives San Antonio a chance to open it to 2 again. The crowd here, as you might expect, a little disgruntled to say the least. Keenan hits the tee. 40-38, 2-point San Antonio margin. Timeout called. And we have 6:26 remaining here in the first half. An exciting playoff game. San Antonio by 2. Tim Ryan and Steve Jones in Philadelphia. The Spurs had led by 10. They now lead by 2. 6:26 remaining. Pressing defense from the 76ers. A bad pass for Bristow from Gervin. He did not see it coming. Sixers ball.
Well, that time it wasn't a bad pass from Gervin. Bristow inbounded the ball and just trotted up court. He was wide open. Gervin did the right thing, but the Spurs, Bristow went to sleep, and the 76ers have a chance to tie.
Mix for the Sixers. Dawkins can't handle, and the Spurs get the turnover right back. Maurice Cheeks has 15 points and 5 steals. He has been the key to Philadelphia's closing this margin to 2.
A foul right that time was on Eric Money. He tried to come by that screen by Billy Paultz inside. He didn't get it, and the Spurs have the ball out.
Paultz quickly to Keenan. Keenan is way up the hook. Mix on the rebound. Off to Bobby Jones, who leaves it to Cheeks. Eric Money. Money watched by Silas. Cheeks, that won't go off the back iron. Mix on the rebound. The basket will not count. The foul against Alan Bristow.
Well, right here, Mix comes over trying to get that ball. He had pretty good position that time, and they said Larry Keenan backed in and out, and they have the ball. Money's handling it out in front right now.
Keenan make the foul. Thank you, Steve. This is Dawkins. Dawkins spinning and hits out the back.
It is all tied up right now. They have finally caught up with the Spurs, going in deep to Dawkins.
Bristow for Paultz. George Gervin watched by Cheeks. Gervin, that's short.
Well, that foul that time was on Gervin. He came over the top, but he was indecisive. He was trying to go up and pass the ball, decided he had no one to throw it to, so he threw it at the hoop and tried to chase it and came over someone's back. And that someone looks like it's Darryl Dawkins. Big back to come over.
That's a big back to get over under any circumstances. Number 53 at the line. Gutko looking on, a little concerned. He had a 10-point margin. The Sixers now lead by 1.
Well, it's going to be that type of ball game, and again, anytime the Spurs play, they're going to try and keep it hot, and they're going to keep it going to the basket. They have not shot well, and the Sixers have had great defensive pressure.
5:10 remaining first half. The Sixers led early. San Antonio went in front. Sixers have come back to take the lead. James Silas over Money. Excellent shot. Silas, a 32-point man in Game 3. He has 6 so far. Leader for the Spurs is Gervin with 10. Steve Mix. Eric Money with room, and he hits. 44-42. Larry Keenan. Watched by Bobby Jones. Finds Billy Paultz. Turned away by Dawkins.
A 3-second violation on Gervin. The turnover's hurting the Spurs. They got down, got the ball down there quickly, but they didn't see Gervin inside. But Daryl Garrettson did. He told them so, too.
Money and Cheeks in the backcourt. Mix, Dawkins, Bobby Jones up front for the home team. Ball knocked out by Bristow. It'll be Sixers ball. For San Antonio, Gervin and Silas in the backcourt. Keenan, Bristow, and Paultz, the game starters, all up front. Money to Dawkins. Dawkins from well out. Rebound. Paultz. Near collision there. Some excellent footwork by Silas. Keeping the play alive for the Spurs. Bristow back for Silas. Tipped by Cheeks. Saving effort by Silas. And it's Philadelphia ball. Steve Mix. For Cheeks. 46-42.
Well, the 76ers playing like possessed men right now. They're all over, and every loose ball, they're coming up with it.
James Silas watched by Money. Turnaround jumper. No basket. Foul called.
That's a foul on James Silas. He said it's an offensive foul. Ed Middleton making that call as Silas tried to back his way in, break Cheeks down. He wasn't successful, and the whistle goes against him, and Mike Gale comes in to replace him.
3 fouls on James Silas. Gale joins Gervin. Cheeks brings it up. 3:39 remaining. First half. And a foul call against Alan Bristow.
Alan Bristow trying they hold that position as Steve Mix made an excellent pick out high for Cheeks, and it came by, had that inside position. He wanted the ball swung. Bristow knew he was in trouble, so he held.
Spurs are in the penalty. Steve Mix picks up his 7th point. He's got 5 rebounds and 3 assists since coming in off the bench in this second period, doing a fine job.
Well, they're bringing in their version of the Incredible Hulk. Mark Oberding's back in the ball game. He'll take care of all that physicality underneath that basket.
Mix makes the second. 47-42, Sixers by 5. Lead has swung back in favor of Philadelphia. They held it early. San Antonio went ahead. Now the Sixers with time winding down in the first half. Gervin around Oberding. In the corner, 3 Sixers on him. He gets it to Gale. To Paltz. Paltz can't make it. He got underneath Dawkins, but missed the shot. Sixers rebound. Fix to Money. Money in and out. Rebound. Taken down by Oberding. Spurs back quickly the other way. Oberding met by Money, puts the brakes on. Mike Gale with the ball.
Spurs have just run into great defensive pressure by the 76ers, and every time they have some success, they seem to grow. Gervin gets a rebound and puts it back.
Gervin rebounding the shot by Larry Keenan. 47-44. 2:38 to go. First half. Tim Ryan with Steve Jones. It looks like we got a barn burner. A steal by Keenan off Bobby Jones. Keenan for Billy Paltz.
When in doubt, just jump up and throw it someplace.
Oberding. 11 points for Oberding. 47-46. Sixers by only 1. Cheeks to Bobby Jones. Jones against pressure. Underneath the Money to Cheeks. Money. No basket. He was in and out of bounds.
He was in and out, but the one thing that the Spurs have done is they brought in their bad man. Like I said, Mark Oberding, a very physical player. He can come in and play physical basketball with anyone, and you'll see a look right here as they come in and out trying to play team play, but they get caught.
Casino.
Nobody is close to Maurice Cheeks in the scoring department so far. He has 17. Gervin has 12. Oberding 11 for the Spurs.
Gervin's 12 is very deceptive. He has not shot well along with the rest of the Spurs. Normally a 50% plus shooter, but he's struggling this afternoon.
Gale and Gervin, the Spurs backcourt. Paltz, Oberding. Larry Keenan up front. Off the front iron. Keenan got the rebound. It'll be Philadelphia ball on the foul against San Antonio.
George
They are in the
Gervin
penalty.
trying to post up again, tried to bang that ball loose from Daryl Dawkins and didn't have any success again. Gervin has to use his head a little bit underneath. Once he sees Dawkins has a basketball, he cannot really try and gamble in the backcourt and make that steal. They need him in the basketball game. In a close game like this, they'll need him in the 4th period for certain.
Gervin has 2 fouls. San Antonio in the penalty as Dawkins hits the second. It is 49-46, Philadelphia by 3. 1:37 remaining first half. Gale to Keenan. Larry Keenan to Billy Paltz. They get to Silas, and that is Gale with the ball now. Gale was right the first time. Keenan missing. Gervin rebounding. Oberding trying. Looked like Bobby Jones.
There's always 5 or 10 officials out there on that court, and they don't always have on gray shirts. You'll see the ball comes right here to Oberding, an excellent pass, and he goes up. Bobby Jones comes by on the backside and gets him, but Dawkins is trying to legislate, says that's his own man.
1:20 to go. Joe Bryant into the game for the Sixers. Dawkins gets a rest. Gale into Paltz. Keenan fouled by Bobby Jones.
We have a 4-point game down here in Washington. Washington now has fallen behind 52-48.
2 fouls against Bobby Jones now. Larry Keenan at the line. You know, he's 4 for 13 from the field.
Again, not good shooting, but we got to give a lot of credit to that defensive pressure that the Sixers have applied. The one thing that the Spurs are getting themselves in a sort of a rut, moving the ball quickly around the perimeter, but they're missing the man that's spotting up, down, and deep so that they don't make the defense collapse.
Keenan brings the Spurs to within 1, 49-48. 1:10 remaining first half. Bibby and Money, Bobby Jones, Irving, and Bryant. The Philadelphia quintet at the moment. Joe Bryant off the glass, that won't go. Paltz tips it to Larry Keenan. Keenan quickly to Gale. Gale inside, Money, fine play by Mike Gale.
Waltzing Matilda, he waltzed right by Eric Money like he had his feet nailed to the floor.
Spurs are back in front. Money brings it back the other way around Mike Gale. Oberding gets up slowly and looked like he hurt his left leg with a collision. The Sixers are back in front by 1. 30 seconds left.
He's limping, but he's a tough kid, and I'm sure he'll be back in the thick of things.
He took it to the glass. Paltz rebounded. Traveling call against Paltz. 25 seconds remaining. Sixers will have the ball and a 1-point margin. Sixers playing for that final shot. Bryant's pass to Money, and Paltz met him in the lane.
Well, one of the things that Doug Moe believes when a team is holding for that final shot right there, they make you do something. They double up on the ball. Gervin got caught in behind. Mike Gale tried to give help and reached in, and Eric Money's on the line.
The foul against Gale was his third. Eric Money opens a 2-point lead. Money acquired from the New Jersey Nets. The deal earlier this season. Played well for the Sixers, coming off the bench at guard. Money, that one won't go. Paltz rebounds. Paltz out quickly for Mike Gale. Gale looking for the open man. 10 seconds left. Paltz, Oberding, taking it in over Bryant, and he makes the shot. Mark Oberding. 1 second remaining. We're tied at 52. Jones throws the long one for Irving, and he can't get it up in time as Paltz stood his ground, and play comes to a close here. At halftime, they have settled nothing yet. They are tied at 52 here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Tim Ryan with Steve Jones at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. We are tied at 52. The San Antonio Spurs trying to take a 3-1 lead back to San Antonio. The Sixers trying to even the series at 2 games apiece. Well, of course, there's lots of NBA playoff action going on. You're now going to see highlights from games 1 and 2 of the Kansas City-Phoenix series and all 3 games of the Lakers in Seattle. Game 1 of the Phoenix-Kansas City series at Phoenix, the Suns in white. Watch number 44, Paul Westphal, driving in on the feed, and it is 90-89 Phoenix in the 4th quarter. But Scott Wedman, number 15, brings Kansas City back to within 1, 98-97, 48 seconds left to play. A steal by Bill Robinson of the Kings, but watch Don Boosie, number 10, coming back to cut him off at the pass for Phoenix. Boosie with the fast hand steals the ball right back. Loose ball now, and watch Truck Robinson finally come up with it for Phoenix right here. Finds Westphal down court. Westphal looks for Adams in the lane, and Adams lots of room for a stuff shot. Phoenix goes up on top by 3 with only 20 seconds left, and they went on to win the game 102-99. They lead the series 1 game to none. Friday night, game 2 at Kansas City, the Kings in white. And the Kansas City Kings got off well in this game. Otis Birdsong, number 10, pops it here to give the Kings the first points of the game, 2-0. Scott Wedman now on a feed from Phil Ford. Ford, the quarterback, number 1, finding Wedman, who can hit that and misses. And watch Jabbar going up here trying to get a hold of the rebound, and he is fouled underneath by Dennis Autry. He hit 2 free throws. Los Angeles went on to win it 118-112, and Seattle leads the series 2 games to 1.
Whether you're battling on the playground or you're big time.
Tim Ryan with Steve Jones, awaiting the start of the second half, and that interesting number we talked about, San Antonio shooting 38.9% in the first half, and yet here they are tied if you were Billy Cunningham and you saw that number and the score, would you be a little nervous?
Well, anytime a team can get 54 balls in the air on you, certainly you've got to be nervous, and the Sixers have played excellent defense on top of that. The Spurs like to get that ball into the air. That's their main thing, keeping it up. And they got to feel pretty good because, again, they have shot poorly, but they're in the basketball game.
Well, the 76ers shooting 46.2. As you can see, they turned it over 8 times for 10 points. The Spurs 11 times for 12 points. Individually, we mentioned Cheeks, of course, has been the obvious star, 17 points along with 6 steals. After that, Money with 9, Steve Mix off the bench with 7, and then Bobby Jones and Caldwell Jones with 4 each. Dr. J, a 39-point evening in Game 3, only 2 points in the first half, 1 for 6 from the field. For the Spurs, the leading scorer is Olberding with 13, Gervin with 12, Keenan with 11, and then Silas and Gale each have 6. So the Spurs will bring it in. They are to our left in the black uniforms, the hometown 76ers to our right in white. Meanwhile, at halftime, Atlanta leads Washington 58-51. Down in Atlanta, the Bullets leading that series 2-1. And we're ready to go with half number 2. Bibby, Cheeks, Irving, Caldwell Jones, Bobby Jones for Philadelphia, Silas, Gervin, Keenan, Olberding, and Mike Green for San Antonio. And the Sixers rebound. Bibby quickly to Cheeks. He keeps it going. 19 points for Maurice Cheeks.
Well, they're undersized in the backcourt as far as size, but they have excellent foot speed, and they're taking advantage of that, being very tenacious, coming up with those loose balls and getting out on the break.
The Iceman back to Mike Green. 2 men on him. And he's called for traveling. Mike Green.
The Spurs don't start the half off very well. They get a turnover, a missed shot by Gervin, and then a turnover right there, and that could give the 76ers life.
Cheeks. Watched by Silas. Henry Bibby to Cheeks. Bobby Jones.
They got a goaltending that time on Mike Green. He comes right across. Bobby Jones makes a good move to get to the baseline, takes it up with the left hand, and Mike Green goes way up, but they said too late.
It was very close to the top of that trajectory. I thought they might call it a block, but they call it goaltending. And meanwhile, Keenan hits for San Antone, 56-54.
Anytime Keenan has had success today, it's been down on that baseline when he's beat his man to the spot. All the other of his shots have come from deeper out on the court, and they've all been misses.
Good point, Steve. Bobby Jones to Caldwell Jones. Bibby into the doctor. Quickly back to Caldwell Jones. He can hit from there. 58-54.
Notice what happened when Irving got that ball down and deep. The defense collapsed. He pitched it right back out. Caldwell Jones got an easy hoop.
Irvin for Larry Keenan on Bobby Jones. That's good. Larry Keenan over Bobby Jones. Back to 2.
He sent out a messenger to Bobby Jones. He told him, I would be on this baseline all day long, son.
The doctor all the way to Bobby Jones. Over Olberding won't go. Air ball taken by Keenan, and it's poked away by Irving. Caldwell Jones. Back to the doctor, and that's good.
Irving got both of his baskets down and deep right there, and they lead by 4, 60-56.
Keenan nearly lost it and makes the basket. Larry Keenan nearly coughed it up and still kept control and pulls them back to within 2.
He coughed it up to the right guy, the basket.
That's right. Look at the doctor. That one won't drop, and it's taken down by Olberding. Olberding 3-on-2, and it's broken up by Cheeks.
Well, the ball went off of the Spurs right there, but they don't get it. You'll see right here, the ball comes inside to Irving. He goes in and gets this easy hoop, one of the few that he's seen all day long. Any success Julius Irving is going to have today appears like it's going to be right in that lane.
Game 4 from Los Angeles over most of these stations following our telecast from Philadelphia, where it is 60-58. The Sixers leading San Antonio. Tim Ryan and Steve Jones bringing you the action of the NBA on CBS.
Larry Keenan that time got stuck with his arm in Julius Erving's back, and the 76ers again have the ball out. That's one of the ways to get rid of the pesky Mr. Keenan, who's hit 3 hoops in a row.
3 fouls now on Larry Keenan. Cheeks to Bobby Jones. Jones off to the doctor. Watched by Olberding. Henry Bibby. Olberding cuts him off. Bobby Jones. Rebound. Olberding. Very active out there for the Spurs. Olberding now drops to Gervin. Gervin, Silas, Olberding, Green, and Keenan. And the Iceman hits it.
Well, Gervin finally getting that hoop. He's had a real tough time against a smaller, peskier Maurice Cheeks, and he's had a tough time. Again, you see a look, Atlanta beginning to pull away from Washington down there as they have an 11-point lead. Our game is knotted at 60, and Gervin has a chance to break that tie.
There it is, San Antonio by 1. First time they've led here early in the second half. 8:50 remaining in the third quarter. Bibby, Cheeks, Caldwell Jones, Bobby Jones, and Julius Erving for Philadelphia. Bobby Jones in the lane, and that'll go. 62-61 Philadelphia. Silas and Gervin and the Spurs backcourt. This is Olberding over Caldwell Jones. Back iron. Irving on the rebound. Bibby with the ball. Bibby for Cheeks, the hot hand for Philadelphia today. Irving watched by Larry Keenan. Cheeks, and it's stolen from Cheeks. James Silas. Bounce pass, Olberding. And that won't drop. Followed by Keenan is good. Larry Keenan tipping in the offensive rebound. 63-62.
The Spurs have come back and got that lead, but they have done it not with classic grace, keeping the ball in the middle, but just getting the ball up the court quickly and getting a quick opportunity. Olberding got a quick shot that time, and Miss Keenan came right back, and Mr. Cheeks is looking at Mr. Silas.
Maurice Cheeks in the corner. Outside Bobby Jones. Inside for Irving. Knocked away by Olberding. Bibby from Cheeks. Bobby Jones. Olberding shuts him off. And they're going to call that offense against Bobby Jones. Good call.
Well, Tim, sometimes can you believe a guy weighs 230 and he can be pushed off just by an elbow? That time they went for the okie doke. He came in, Bobby Jones gave him a little nudge, and he fell right back.
He did give him a little nudge, though. 63-62. Spurs lead by 1. Olberding is fouled.
Well, that's the owner, Fritz Dixon, right there shaking his head saying, I can't believe it. But they do get the call. Olberding, again, hustling and scuffling. He creates another foul on Bobby Jones, and he'll take a seat. Steve Mix come back in. Mix is kind of like Olberding, a very physical player, so we can look for a lot of bodies flying around.
5 fouls on Bobby Jones. Silas watched by Bibby. James Silas, turnaround, and he hits James Silas. For Silas, 8 points. He had 6 in the first half. That's his first field goal here in the second. 65-62, San Antonio by 3. Cheeks for Mix. Steve Mix was a busy man in the second quarter. He was strong for the Philadelphia 76ers. His jumper here is good.
Mix, an unhappy player on Friday night. He only got 7 minutes, but in this game today, he's already got 14. He played where Julius Erving did not.
He's got 9 points to show for it. Irvin underneath to Mike Green, and he was fouled.
76ers creating some problems for themselves, letting Mike Green get free underneath right here. Steve Mix tries to come over and give some help. He gets caught putting that hammer down on Mike Green, and so Billy Cunningham wants to say hello to his players again.
Tim Ryan and Steve Jones live from the Spectrum in Philadelphia, the NBA on CBS. A 1-point Spurs lead.
Well, one thing for sure, if the 76ers are going to have any success in the second period, they must get the main man, Julius Erving, to make some kind of offensive contribution. Cheeks has had a great half scoring, but Erving has not done much, and they've got to get some points from him.
Steve Mix picked up that last foul, his third. Jones is on the bench with 5. And a jump ball here, Bibby and James Silas. Meanwhile, Atlanta 67, Washington 59 in the third period. We'll keep you posted from Atlanta. Silas controls to Olberding. For Larry Keenan, he's 4 for 4 in the second half. And he's 5 for 5. Larry Keenan, who went 4 for 13 in the first half, gets the hot hand for San Antonio. 67-64, 3-point Spurs lead.
Keenan now is getting the ball where he can do something with it offensively. We'll see if they get the ball to Irving where he can do something.
Bibby is short, but Mix rebounds, and now he's down, but he feeds it off to Cheeks. Bibby hits that one. 67-66. Larry Keenan dribbling down court quickly, using Green, and he's stopped there by the doctor. Bibby has the ball. Cheeks stolen by Silas. Look at this. Silas hits with Olberding and Bibby down. Silas made the basket. San Antonio by 3.
When in doubt, shoot, Tim.
Yeah, you might as well use all that traffic in front of you. Pretty good wall he had there. Caldwell Jones outside for Cheeks. Steve Mix back to Cheeks. Top of the key. Maurice Cheeks. What a day he's having.
You're the guy that said he was unconscious, and I know a lot of the San Antonio fans hope that he wakes up. You'll see right here, we get a look again. Irving almost makes the steal. Bibby has it. He loses it. It comes back. Cheeks has it. Now watch Silas come in and get it. He said, no, you're not going anywhere. Now he's looking for someone to give it to. Lots of bodies there. He comes right back, takes it to the basket.
Well, a couple of thieves at work there, Silas and Cheeks. And Cheeks, who has picked a few pockets, 5 in the first half, had it taken from him. Silas hurt his finger a little bit on that play, had some attention from the trainer, but he is all right. 69-68, San Antonio by 1. There's a safe pass from Silas to Gervin, like a quarterback handing it off. Larry Keenan, and that's an air ball, but Olberding is there. Mark Olberding, 71-68.
Mark Olberding
has 15 points.
Really doing a number on those boards inside. They're going to have to get someone to put a body on him.
Henry Bibby. Mix watched by Olberding. Off to Cheeks. Cheeks gets the front iron, the back iron, and Irving gets the ball. He's bumped by Green, and now Green rejects it. Gervin makes it. George Gervin with the block.
Well, Gervin, a pretty good leaper himself. Right here, Irving goes high to flick the ball back out to himself. Now he doesn't really have good control, but he thinks he's open. George Gervin said, you're not that open at all, my man.
Irving goes to the bench. Darryl Dawkins is in with Caldwell Jones and Steve Mix. That is what you call muscle up front. Mix, turnaround jumper, air ball.
They got an offensive foul that time on Steve Mix. He turned and he got the elbow right in Mark Olberding's face, and that's Mix's 4th foul. Bobby Jones has 5, Mix has 4. They got some problems up front.
71-68. Spurs lead it. Trying to go ahead 3-1. Chance to close it out at home in game 5. Silas backing in on Bibby. Turn around, and that won't go. Pulse is there, but he mistimed it. Whose ball?
They got San Antonio with the call. All the 76ers standing inside. None of them grabbed the ball. There was Mix, Caldwell, Jones, and Dawkins all inside, but they didn't reach.
They caught Pulse flat-footed, too, but it winds up Spurs ball. Keenan for Gervin, the Iceman. That won't go, but he was fouled.
Control is very important, Tim, and you'll see right there the 76ers have gotten themselves a little bit out of control. Caldwell Jones, Mix, and Bobby Jones, 3 more personals there. Dawkins has 3. Keenan and Gale are the only Spurs in apparent foul trouble. They both have 3 fouls. Gervin back on the line. And he's getting there by getting the ball down and deep. They're trying to post him up. They haven't had a great deal of success with that. Mike Gale sneaks back in the game, so watch him, Tim. He made.
Mike Gale, number 12, and there goes Gervin hitting from the line, 1 of 2. 72-68, San Antonio lead. Philadelphia foul was on Maurice Cheeks, his 2nd. Caldwell Jones outside, off to Mix, inside to Dawkins. Foul on Billy Pulse for pushing, Darryl Dawkins.
Well, that time Dawkins just took his rear end and backed it up into Billy Pulse, moved everything out of the way, and they called Pulse for the foul, and the Sixers get the ball again.
Second foul on Pulse. Second team foul this period for San Antonio. Mix pulls up and hits. Steve Mix. Mix 11 points. 72-70. Pulse right back for Mike Gale, and he hits from outside. Mike Gale. 4-point margin against San Antonio. Mix, Money, Cheeks, Caldwell Jones. There's Cheeks open underneath. Good pass from Steve Mix.
Two players have been keeping it close. Mixon and Maurice Cheeks right there, and they get a great pass from Mix.
23 points for Maurice Cheeks. Keenan around Caldwell Jones and hits, and he has it on hand. Larry Keenan now with 23 points to match Maurice Cheeks.
And he's 5 of 6.
Dawkins, that won't drop. He gets it again, and Olberding, and Dawkins brought the elbow up. And that gets the temper of Olberding. Caldwell Jones grabs him from behind to calm him down. Olberding, no question, fouled Dawkins, but Dawkins reacted somewhat violently, to say the least.
Well, Dawkins gets the ball right in there. You see Olberding is holding him, trying to hold him back, and he catches that elbow. But one thing about Mark Olberding, he backs down from no one. He's a physical player, and he'll take a shot right there, and he'll put the gloves on with Dawkins. They won't be fighting for $4 million, but it will be something to watch.
Well, the Spurs scored the first 4 points of this game and then fell behind, went ahead by 10, 32-22. It was tied at the half, and since that time we have had a very seesaw battle. The Spurs lead it by 4, 76-72, 2:43 remaining, third period. Sixer ball, they're in white, to our right. It comes back from Dawkins to Mix. Over Olberding, won't go. Money's try misses. Dawkins does not. 76-74. And by the way, going back behind our commercial, the foul was against Olberding, his third. And then scuffle with Dawkins. Keenan can't do it. Dawkins rebound. Loose ball foul.
I'll have a loose ball foul. He's calling number 5, Billy Pulse. And so the 76ers will have a chance to tie this game up again.
76-74. Sixers ball. Billy Cunningham waves the play. Cheeks to Mix. Money and Cheeks in the backcourt. Mix, Dawkins, Caldwell Jones up front. For Caldwell Jones, and Olberding is there to get a jump ball. What a game this young man is playing. Mark Olberding, he's got 15 points, and he has been in the middle of everything. As we see, Washington battling back against Atlanta. They now trail by only 3.
Well, he said don't go away and don't leave this one either right here. Olberding making a big contribution. The Sixers trying to go with their big lineup, are trying to post up the big fellow down and deep, but they just haven't had a great deal of success.
Fine play by Mike Gale, picking off the tip from Caldwell Jones, and it results in a Gervin basket.
That's a great shot by Gervin. He was just able to get it over the high jumping Caldwell Jones.
18 points now for Gervin. He had 12 in the first half. Maurice Cheeks, back iron, rebound, Gale. Gale trying to go the distance, now passing off, Mix intercept, Money with the ball. Eric Money jumping.
Well, Olberding really upset that time at Mike Gale. He was wide open underneath the hoop. Gale looked at him but didn't give it to him, and that brought the 76ers back to within 2.
Keenan in the corner, off to Gale backcourt. Baseline, Olberding travels. Spurs lead by 2. Sixers with a chance to tie. Cheeks to Money. Caldwell Jones, watched by Keenan. Dawkins for Money, using the screen. Underneath to Jones, broken up by Olberding. Here comes Keenan. Gale, he makes it. Fine drive by Gale. Underneath to Darryl Dawkins. 4 points again.
You just put your
46
track
seconds
shoes
left.
on anytime you play against them. You'll see Keenan gets it up quickly, and Gale out on the wing gets a layup this time that he missed the last time down.
12 seconds on the shot clock. Cheeks underneath. It's blocked by Billy Pultz, and he fouled him.
Billy Paul says, how can I foul a man that small? Don't you know I'm 6'11", he's only 6 feet tall.
He sailed right up into my elbow. Should have been offense. 35 seconds remaining in the quarter. Spurs lead by 4. Cheeks on the line. For Billy Pultz, his 4th personal foul.
There may not be enough bodies to go around the way the whistle is being blown here at the end. It is a very close, a very physical ball game.
Spurs by 2. 29 seconds left in the period. Gale for Keenan. Keenan has been hot this quarter. George Gervin. Gervin hits it. 82-78, back to 4. 14 seconds left. 3rd period. Money.
Oh, man!
Followed by Jones. Dawkins gets it. And it'll count at the buzzer. Darryl Dawkins. San Antonio holds the lead, but just by 2. We were tied at halftime. A 2-point margin after 3. San Antonio in front. Watch Darryl Dawkins close it to 2. The Spectrum crowd is on its feet to pump up the hometown 76ers. They trail by 2. We're in the final quarter of regulation time. San Antonio shot 67% in the 3rd quarter after shooting 39% in the 1st half.
They don't get a good start right there. The ball comes down and deep to Dawkins, but he shed Mark Olberding to get that ball that time. He picks up his 4th foul. Again, they don't have enough people on that bench to be so liberal with those fouls.
Philadelphia was not too shabby in the shooting department 3rd period. They were 52% from the field. Larry Keenan over Caldwell Jones. Dawkins rebound.
In a fast-paced game like this, the Sixers have elected to go without Julius Erving at the top of this period. He's not made much of a contribution offensively, but he hasn't had many opportunities.
Mike Gale with a steal. Gervin with the ball for San Antonio, and he got Maurice Cheeks as he tried to bring the ball up, and Maurice says, ouch, that ball hurts.
He's how can the foul be on me? Didn't you see him get me with that elbow? Watch him come across right here. The ball comes up. Now the hand will come down. He gets pork chopped right in the jaw, and Gervin goes to the line, and Cheeks goes to the dentist.
I think we could see on the replay that Cheeks got Gervin's arm just as he started up. 83-80. San Antonio lead 84 now. And giving you these lineups, Cheeks and Money in the backcourt. Caldwell Jones, Dawkins, mix up front for Philadelphia. Gervin and Gale. Keenan, Olberding, and Mike Green for San Antonio. Corner shot by Money misses, gets his own rebound and hits.
Well, Mark Olberding did the great thing. He made sure that Dawkins didn't get it, but no one boxed out Money. He came right back and put it in.
Mike Green gives it to Gervin. Gervin tells him where to move to. Turnaround on Cheeks. Don't go, mixed rebounds. Here comes Cheeks. Another feed from Money. Oh, what a play. Caldwell Jones from Maurice Cheeks. We're tied at 84.
I think that's about the 6th time that we've been tied. You'll see the ball come right here. A great pass from Cheeks and a big stop by Caldwell Jones.
The Iceman missed a turnaround layup. Jones rebound. Cheeks back for the Sixers. The crowd alive here in the Spectrum. Darryl Dawkins under Mike Gale. A beautiful play.
Anytime they can get that ball to him down and deep, they can score. You see again, Atlanta just by 1.
86-84, the Sixers are back in front. Gervin uses the screen, can't do it. Good play by Gale, knocking it away from Mix. Outside to Olberding, the Spurs set it up. Larry Keenan. Caldwell Jones rejects. Mike Gale for Mike Green. Tipped by Mick. Spurs ball.
A good pass inside that time. Pretty good ball movement by the Spurs, but they're going to have some substitutions and see if they can't settle things down. Silas is in. He's going to take George Gervin's place. He's missed a couple of hoops, and Billy Pulse is back in for Mike Green.
Gale will inbound it. Pulse discussing that with him, saying, hey, this is my play. Darryl Garrettson says, I don't care who, but somebody. Outside for Keenan. Olberding in the lane. Good fall-away jumper, Mark Olberding. We're tied at 86.
Can't say enough good things about Mark Olberding. He's come off that bench, and when they needed a lift, he's been the guy to come up with the big play today.
17 points. Over the game, he's had more playing time than the start of Bristow. Mix off for Dawkins in the corner, very near the line, but he's in control. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Cheeks gets it up. Rebound, Silas. Silas brings it up. Watched by Money. Off to Olberding. Silas to Pulse. Silas again. Silas for Gale. Gale in the lane. Blocked by Dawkins. Gets it back. Pulse using Olberding. Won't go. Foul called.
Another foul on Billy Pulse right there. They just couldn't get the shot down. He had good movement. He put it up before the shot clock went down. Right there, plenty of time to get it away. It comes off. He chases it, and they sandwich Caldwell Jones in between.
5 fouls on Billy Pulse.
Have you ever seen a team not be able to find the Empire State Building? That's the size of Darryl Dawkins out there on that floor, but they can't seem to get the ball down and deep to him. They got another substitution in. Kobe Dietrich is now in him on guarding Dawkins, and Mike Green is back in the game for Billy Pulse.
We're tied at 86. Bix, Caldwell Jones, Dawkins. Dawkins over Dietrich, won't go. Good job by Dietrich. Kept alive by Cheeks, driving and hits. Maurice Cheeks is unstoppable today. 27 points.
You'd be unstoppable yourself. You kept shooting in that blue area there, Timothy.
No, not me. Maybe you, Steve. Gale nearly lost it. Green saves. Kobe Dietrich. That drops 88 to 88. In the corner, Mix. Mix using Dawkins now. Bounce pass to Dawkins and a foul called against Dietrich.
Well, you see, Mix finally finds Dawkins. He's got pretty good position. Dietrich does a wise thing, comes over to try to give help, but he grabs him on the arm.
Money from outside. Silas on the rebound. Silas from the free throw line, he hits it. 90 to 88, San Antonio back in front. Be sure and stay tuned for the MVP award at the conclusion of our game.
Yeah, we'll have plenty of trouble trying to figure out who that's going to be.
Well, I tell you, this young man holding the ball has got to be my choice if this game is at all close, but who knows? There may be a San Antonio hero. There is Cheeks tying it at 90. 29 points, his career high as a pro. He's a rookie. 7 assists, 6 steals. A miss by Keenan. A follow by Green is good. And San Antonio back in front. Doug Collins and Bill Cunningham.
He's going crazy. He wants a technical foul over there. The Spurs knocked the ball back out of bounds, so they have enough time to get back defensively.
Cunningham and Doug Collins really irate. Money. Out for Caldwell Jones. Using Dawkins, he misses. Cheeks on the follow, finally misses something. Tries again. And a jump ball is called.
Well, they're fortunate to get a jump ball out of that. Cheeks, a little pesky guy all day long. And again, with 29 points, he gets that offensive rebound. He gets it right back. He takes it up now. He loses it and comes right back down. The initial call was traveling. They decide to call a jump ball. We have a timeout. Billy Cunningham wants to tell him that the Indians are coming from someplace, fellas, and we better get us some guns.
Yesterday's hero, more precisely Friday night, a 39-point evening in Game 3. Today he has 4 points, 2 for 9 in the 24 minutes he has played.
Well, the doctor went to the wrong hospital and he performed the wrong kind of surgery. It's been a tough afternoon for him, but in all fairness, he just has not got the ball where he can do anything with it.
He has it now, rejected by Mike Green, but a foul called, I believe, on Dietrich.
All of his success has been right here in this blue area. He hustles and muscles his way down and deep. Green comes across, tries to make that block, and gets him across the arm as he brings it down. Irving's on the line. Perhaps this will get him started. It's a 2-point ball game, and the Spurs are up. They need the money man to come in and make a little change.
It was Green with the foul. He and Dietrich up together, but Green with the foul, as Steve Jones pointed out. The doctor makes one. He can tie it here with a second free throw. And he does not. Dietrich on the rebound. 92-91. San Antonio by 1. 6:40 to play regulation time. James Silas. Watched by Money. George Gervin watched by Cheeks. Dietrich underneath. Green hits. Mike Green.
Good ball movement by the Spurs that time results in a basket. A pass from Dietrich to Green, a big hoop.
3-point lead, San Antonio. 4 points for Green. Dawkins stopped by Dietrich and by Green and fouled by Dietrich.
Well, one thing that Dale Dawkins is going to have to adjust to is the fact that he's going to be beat on by all kinds of sledgehammers. There's no way that you can physically stop him once he gets the ball down and deep. They'd rather take their chances on 15 feet away than a slam dunk right on top of your head.
Darrell hits 1 for 2 from the line, and it is Sixers ball. Dietrich couldn't save it. So Philadelphia gets a big turnover and a chance to tie again. Bibby comes in. Money goes out for the 76ers. Cheeks to Dawkins to Bibby. Dr. J, and that won't go. Caldwell Jones couldn't hold. That will be off Dietrich again. He and Bibby going to the sideline for the loose ball. Gervin, Green, Dietrich, Silas, and Keenan. San Antonio lineup.
Oh, they got him that time. Dawkins posting up inside, picks up his 5th foul as he backs in. The ball comes in right here. Now he's trying to make sure he has a position. He bumps into Dietrich, and again, Dietrich takes a great bailout and goes all the way across the other side of the lane, and the Spurs bring it up, and James Silas handles.
5 fouls on Dawkins, 5:55 remaining. Silas watched by Bibby. Irving, Dawkins, Caldwell Jones, Cheeks, and Bibby.
The foul on Henry Bibby trying to stop James Silas, and Silas was trying to back him down, break him down, and get to the baseline and shoot that jumper. They get the ball out on the side. Washington still one away, 86-85 in the 4th.
Bell ringer there, as we have here. Green off to Keenan. Larry Keenan, cross court. Now Silas, Gervin. Gervin can't get room. Kept alive by Dietrich, and that will drop for Kobe Dietrich. 96-92, 4-point margin for the visiting San Antonio Spurs. The doctor on the baseline. Passing off to Dawkins. Dawkins, he can't hit. Caldwell Jones rebound. He can't hit. Rebound taken by Larry Keenan. All the way down court. Keenan misses on the bank shot. The follow is good from Gervin.
Well,
98-92.
They get their follow, whether the Irving and Dawkins and Caldwell Jones do not. You'll see the ball come out right there. Gervin tips it back in.
Irving underneath the Cheeks. No room to go. He was closed off by Green. Bibby outside. Bibby through Dietrich, rejected by Green. Foul called.
Well, the free throws are the only thing right now that are keeping the 76ers in the basketball game. They are struggling offensively. Bibby makes a good penetrating move to get inside, and Mike Green trying to make the block, gets him down below, and he can't understand that since he's so tall.
3 fouls nonetheless on Mike Green. Bibby at the line, 98-92, 4:46 to play. Bibby gets the first. San Antonio in the penalty, 2 for Bibby.
Again, the Sixer fans can take heart in the fact that the Spurs will continue to put the ball in the air. They will try and keep it hot until that final gun goes off.
13 points for Bibby. James Silas with the ball for the Spurs. Gervin. Silas, watched by Dr. J. 6 seconds on the shot clock. An official between me and the play, Steve. What happened there?
Julius Erving trying to stop Silas again, going to that baseline, reaches in, and he picks up his foul. We got to look at the personal foul situation for the 76ers. Jones has 5 for them. Dawkins has 5. Billy Pauls has 5 for the San Antonio Spurs. Kobe Dietrich's going to come out of the ball game, and muscle man Mark Oberding is back on the floor.
Oberding comes in with 3 fouls. Silas at the line. 98-94. San Antonio, a victory here today would send them home 3-1. They won 19 on the road this year during the regular season play. Philadelphia won 16. Those were 2 of the better road records. Well, Silas hits again.
It's a 6-point game, and what the Sixers must do is get some point production out of that front line. They've got to get some good, easy shots.
Cheeks to Bibby, watched by Gervin. Irving. Bibby, Cheeks. Cheeks hits. That'll count.
They have a foul, a loose ball foul, and it's going to be on Mark Oberding. The ball is swung around outside. Your man Cheeks again from the perimeter to get his 31st basket, and then Oberding comes in flying. He goes down on the ground. The loose ball foul. Mark Oberding picks up his.
4 fouls on Oberding.
Dawkins does not get to shoot free throws. However, the basket was made. The Spurs will inbound the ball. Oh no, they're trying to make a decision here. They have one of those conferences. Maybe they'll go down to Camp David and they'll get Jimmy, and they are going to inbound the ball down here.
It'll be Spurs ball. Gervin brings it into Oberding. 196, 4:07 remaining. Gervin with Silas in the backcourt. Green, Oberding, and Keenan up front for San Antonio. Silas watched by Bibby, and a foul called.
No question about that foul, Tim. He had him on the arm all the way. Silas picking up a lot of fouls right here, trying to penetrate. Bibby reaches in, trying to keep him from getting that ball, and Silas again on the free throw line. Not a place you want to see a fella like Silas, an 80% plus shooter all of his career.
He's got 14 points in the game. Bibby picked up his 2nd foul. Silas hits for 15 points. Both teams are in the penalty. 101-96. 3:56 to go. James Silas had 32 points in the 3rd game here. He can shoot in the Spectrum.
Well, he shoots well against the 76ers. He's had some of his better scoring games against them this season.
Cheeks to Caldwell Jones. Action underneath off the ball. And I believe it's going to be
Larry Keenan picks up his foul. He's trying to guard Irving down in deep. Again, Irving getting that good position, but the 76ers not able to get that ball in as the Spurs are faking at the passer, dropping back in, and he's on the line.
Keenan's 4th. Irving at the line. 6-point San Antonio lead. Doctor makes the first.
Well, you see Irving again trying to establish that position. He has him. He's holding it off. He's looking for the ball on the other side. They don't get it, but the officials get the foul.
Irving hits 2. It's back to 4. 102-98 San Antonio lead. Bibby on Silas all the way down court. Gervin takes it all away. George Gervin, 104-98. He saw the hole and he filled it. Cheeks for Bibby. Gervin now has 26 points. Dr. K, that won't go for him. Green missed the rebound. Cheeks gets it up and in. Maurice Cheeks, the little man working underneath, has 33 points.
Hello.
Hi there.
A big play, a steal and a layup by George Gervin as the Spurs in front by 6, 1:11 to go. Philadelphia brings it in from midcourt, and the Doctor hits the jumper. Irving closes it to 4 again. 1:05 to play.
The 76ers now need some of that good defensive pressure that they had earlier. Make the Spurs put the ball up, come back down and get themselves another hoop. They're still in the ball game. 54 seconds left as Gervin lets the time tick away.
Gervin, Silas, Olberding, Green, and Keenan. For the Spurs, a long jumper from George Gervin. He's got 30 points, and the last 2 have been clutch baskets. The Doctor hits in the clutch from the baseline back to 4. 40 seconds remaining. Spurs bring it in. Silas, pressure from Cheeks. Silas hollers for help, gets it from Olberding.
They're trying to double up out here in front, force a turnover and get a quick steal. Irving's all over Silas. Again, they fouled the wrong man, but Silas doing the smart thing, keeping the ball in his hands, not trying to make a pass. He'll go to the free throw line, and again, some easy, cheap points have really hurt the 76ers trying to make a comeback.
28 seconds remaining, 112-108. Certainly George Gervin with 2 big baskets back-to-back and 30 points on the game has to be one of the stars along with Mark Olberding for the Spurs, but MVP is what it says, most valuable player. I've still got to go with Maurice Cheeks, win, lose, or tie.
Well, win, lose, or draw, you made a fairly good decision. I like Mark Olberding because he's kept the 76ers in there. So, I mean, the Spurs in there, so we'll put the burden on David Fox, our producer.
A 5-point lead, Philadelphia ball, San Antonio in front. Eric Money, Irving on the rebound. Banks it in, it's down to 3. Green will inbound to Silas, 2 men on him. And he's forced out by Bobby Jones, and it's going to be
It's the Sixers ball. They got the ball right there. They pushed it. Kenny Middleton makes the call. He says that the Sixers have the ball. Cheeks has it. They'll probably come back to Irving again.
15 seconds left. The Doctor to Bobby Jones. Jones hits and scores. 113-112. Pressure from Money on Silas. Now Cheeks.
They can't let the clock run out. They've got to foul somebody to get a chance to get the game back in.
There's Gervin. He's going to be fouled.
Over.
The foul would appear to have been on Irving. And let's see. They're going to the line. Gervin is going to the line. He was fouled just before the buzzer. And it won't matter at all because the Spurs have a 113-112 lead. Gervin gets a freebie here and hits it. 114, and he'll have one more.
Jumping up and down like a little schoolboy, really excited because now they go back to San Antonio with a 3-1 lead and a chance to close it out at home.